I haven't worked on campus. Actually, no, wait. Making content on campus, does that count as working on campus?
That's not
No.
on
No.
campus.
I know it's not,
We're
it's not
talking
like
about
work study, but it's
I'm
still,
in
you know
the
what I'm saying?
cab.
I'm talking like
with
working,
your,
or
with
the
your hairnet
bookstore.
on. Yeah. Start
cab
doing
is
that.
definitely a no-go.
No,
That's
from the
a no-go.
cab, no, absolutely not.
Juggling classes, making friends, studying tips, saving money. We're talking about all things college and giving you advice with real college students. Featuring today's hosts, Max McGadney, Mackenzie Lumas-Harmon, and Alexis Barry. Welcome to the Campus Underground podcast. Sit back, relax, and learn new hacks.
Hey guys, it's Kenzie. Welcome to the Campus Underground podcast. It's a podcast where college students give college advice. And today we're here with a bunch of HBCU students, and we'll be talking about the thing where not many people remember is what we're here for, which is academics. So everyone here is from a HBCU. I'm here with Max, Alexis, Riley, Layla, and Akeem. And now we're going to get into a fun pop quiz segment to get everything started. We have a pass or fail game, and basically pass is like you're here with it, you're vibing with it. Fail's like I'm not doing that, right? Okay, so our first pass or fail is study abroad for a semester. What do you?
Pass. 100% pass.
Pass.
For sure. Got to.
What?
Pass.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I'm passing. You just got to get the feel out first. I mean, it's your first year. Like, get the feel first.
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah. So have y'all been on a study abroad trip?
No, but I really want to.
Okay.
I mean, Clark offers it, but like sometimes, you know, like on top of the tuition and then the extra costs. I don't know.
I did in high school, like my freshman year. I went to Costa Rica. It was cool. Like we did like a summer immersive trip. It was pretty cool. But like for college, it's definitely a thing, but like I like don't have that in my schedule. And I was a double major for 2 years, so like I never had the time, and now that I'm back with like one major, I really don't have the time.
Yeah, I would say for me it's a definite pass. I just went on my first trip to Ghana over winter break, so that was so fun. Yes. Our second one is pull an all-nighter. What are we doing?
Fail.
For the class?
Fail.
Yeah,
Fail.
fail. Self-care.
What if you need that grade?
Pass.
Heavy on it.
I mean, I have a horrible sleeping schedule, so I'm like up all the time. So that's really nothing.
Yeah, I can't lie. It's a pass for me. I mean, I'm already really used to doing it. Even though I'm a freshman, like if I have to do the work, I'm gonna get it done. Like I'll just get to sleep when I don't have the work done. Like work comes first for me.
No, I've done an all-nighter before, but I still don't advise it.
No. I'm not advising to it. I'm just saying like I'll do it if need be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Okay,
like if you need
that's
to.
fair. Yeah.
I've done it, and like I feel like once I get that first thought of like I can go to sleep right now, I'm gonna go to sleep right now. Like I'm probably like
hesitation.
no hesitation at all. I'm going
I
to
try
sleep.
to prioritize my day, so I don't even have to pull an all-nighter and
That's
go
real.
through
That is
that.
very true.
Yeah.
Because procrastination, it'll sneak
That's
up
my
on
worst
you.
enemy.
Yeah.
Worst enemy.
Especially on like them papers.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. Like with the, especially with like COVID, which leads me into my next one. Like I definitely pulled a lot of all-nighters just because my sleep schedule got messed up. So would y'all take an online class?
I hate
Pass or
online
fail?
classes.
I
feel
feel like it's a pass for certain classes.
Yeah. It depends on the class and the content
That's
in the
real.
class.
Yeah.
And the definition of like online classes changed pre-COVID and post-COVID, because I took dual enrollment classes in high school, and like we had online classes and everything, all the material was there, all the assignments, all the quizzes were there. We didn't have to meet in Zoom. I didn't even know what Zoom was before 2020. So now online classes, like you got to meet, cameras on, work here. We assigned it like a real class, but like on an online setting, I don't like those classes, and it's not really immersive for like learning.
Yeah, I would say there's like a whole new structure and like way of like, you know, you have
agree.
in-person classroom rules, but there's like online classroom rules.
No bonnets, no
Yeah.
do-rags. Nothing. Excuse me, I'm in my room. What?
So for our next one, which I'm kind of biased, but I would say taking, like, would you join an honor society? Like, would you join an honors society or honors club in college?
That's definitely a pass for me.
Yeah, that's a
100%.
pass. I was an honor student at Howard. I was an Annenberg honor student, and it provided me so many opportunities to travel. We had a thesis that we had to do, and we got to fly out to Dallas with the whole class and present the senior thesis. And on top of that, scholarship. So I was on that.
I think anything with benefits, period. Like whether it's honor society or honors club, like anything with like a benefits, especially like benefiting of my academic status. Like, I put in the work, so I feel like I should get all the benefits that I can reap from this. So definitely, it's gonna be a pass.
I think it's definitely a pass, but at the same time, do your research. Because I didn't even know those existed when I got to Howard. Like, if I would have known that, I would definitely would have done it. But yeah, I'm not in any honor society or anything. I have the grades for it. I'm just not.
Yeah, that's real.
I would say, like, for the honor society, like, if you choose to join, which, like, I'm in, like, multiple, but, like, you really have to take advantage of the honor society. Because, like, if you're just in it just to be in it, like, you're not really getting anything from it.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Exactly. I feel like it's all about like networking, like they were saying, like it's all, of course, it's all about the opportunities, stuff like that. But you got to get out and experience. Like it's a lot of traveling that comes into that. I'm really into traveling myself, so I feel like once you get into it, like you say, you have to like get in the network. You can't just sit there and like not do anything. You just got to expand, get your name out there for future opportunities, stuff like that.
so for our next one, work on-campus job, pass or fail.
Fail.
That was quick.
I can't.
We need the money.
I
We need it.
We need it, but I don't.
But it's a fail for me.
I can't. I just,
Sorry, I can't.
I just can't do it. And like, cause once my classes are over, I'm gone. I'm off campus. I go home. So it's like I don't want to. I can't.
And seeing your friends come in, like,
While you're working,
why are you here? Like, you want to
And
be
they gonna
hungry
mess
when
with
I'm
you.
working?
That's
Like,
facts.
And
please,
they'll mess
no.
with you, so no.
It's a fail.
I think it's a pass, to keep it a buck. I haven't worked on campus. Actually, no, wait. Making content on campus, does that count as working on campus?
That's not
No.
an on-campus
I know it's not,
job.
it's not like
about-
work study,
I'm
but it's
talking
still, you know
about
what I'm
in the
saying?
cab.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about
With your hairnet
bookstore.
on. Yeah.
See,
Start
but
Cab
that
is
is-
definitely a no-go.
No,
Cab is
from
a
the
no-go.
calf, no, absolutely not.
You know, that's actually interesting that you said that because my on-campus job, which is qualified as an on-campus job, but I'm not actually working in the office, so I'm the Spelman social media strategist. And they actually made that position under admissions office to try to like increase outreach for students, but like that's my on-campus job, and I've had it since sophomore year. Get that extra check, extra money on
Yeah.
the side, and I just have to like.
When you
No,
put it like
job
that,
like
makes
that.
sense.
That's
great.
But I'm
Doing
thinking
that.
you're talking about in the calf, like you said, with their hairnet on,
Yeah.
That was
with the
serving
school.
people.
You gotta respect the hustle though.
That's
No,
real.
of course, of course.
So for our next one, it would be, would you carry a group project, the entire group project, do all of the work just for the grade?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if your
Pass.
teammates not pulling the work, your classmates not pulling the work, but you need that grade, it's a big
I've done it
percentage.
before, so
I've done it
yes.
before. And it happens more
pass.
than you think. Like it just happens. Like, oh, I didn't even know we had a group. You knew we had a group
Girl, you
assignment,
knew.
and I was texting in the group me. So why are you not? You know what I mean? So definitely, if it's for the sake of the grade. And I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm emailing that professor.
Yeah, I'm snitching.
I
So
do.
If
I
you
do.
not do
I'm
anything,
snitching.
I
here's
don't
the work.
care.
Here are the receipts. I'm emailing that professor. I'm sorry. It's crunch time. I gotta get my grade.
Yeah, I'm strict. I remember
sure.
last semester I had told on this boy. I removed him. I said, I don't know what you finna do, but you not finna be on this
gotta
project.
go.
You
It's just
gotta
so
go.
crazy. Like when everything gets announced, they try to play like they're so locked in and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna join the group meet. They then don't respond in the group meet. It's like I'm gonna get it done like when it needs to be done. But at the end, like when that grade come, I'm gonna let them know like 100%.
Yeah.
Nobody do
Nothing.
nothing.
Man, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, for my group projects, like it's like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. I had the worst group project ever, which is like a 40-page marketing plan along with the 30-minute presentation with it. But luckily, everybody pulled their weight of the group project.
Imagine if they
so
did
we
it.
were-
You would've
Man,
been
imagine
like,
they didn't.
Oh my God, you'd have been sinking.
That would have been crazy. Like that would have been crazy.
But you also never know what people are going through too. So checking in and being
Sure.
like,
Right, just
hey,
making sure.
what's up with this slide? Like, is it done? Is it not done? Can you do it or not? And hold them accountable.
Right.
That's a fact
Communication's
too.
That's
key.
real.
Yeah.
But I think that's like interesting, like, cause I would talk to my mom, like, would complain to my mom about like how other people aren't doing their work. She's like, that's how it is in the real world. Some people don't do their work.
Especially in
That's
the corporate
Like
job.
I think
yeah.
it kind of teaches us like now how to work with people in college.
Yeah,
So that's very
That resilience is definitely important.
For sure.
for sure.
So our last one that we have, pass or fail, sitting in the front row of class.
Pass.
Pass.
I'm passing. Especially it
Pass.
depends on the classroom, like in a math or like you got to sit in the front, like you
Yeah.
have to.
Because they write really tiny or you can't hear them. I don't know about
Yes.
y'all's professors, but like all the math professors and bio professors are old. So you got to get close.
Or like they speak like different languages, stuff. Like
Got a
So you gotta
crazy
get that-
accent.
that accent,
Yup.
yeah.
Yes. All
It's a fail for me. Sorry. I
Oh.
like to sit in the back. I feel like I'm gonna attain the information like any spot, because I feel like our class sizes are really small at Morehouse, like 30.
Okay.
So it's like,
That's true.
and half the time when people are showing up, it'd be like 15, 12 maybe. So I'm gonna get that information regardless. I don't like to sit right in front of the professor. I don't know. I've never done it, and I don't like to do it. I just like to sit. But when I do sit in the back, I like to sit right in the median. So like right in the like direction of the professor. So he still sees me. I'm just like in the back.
In back.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like at Howard, like I have classes, for example, my organic chemistry class, that's like 100-something students. So I'm definitely sitting in the front. His accent is strong. He's writing on the board.
Where he from?
I don't know. I really don't. And what's worse though is like it's his accent, but then he also mumbles.
Oh.
So it's
really
like,
gotta sit in the front. You gotta sit at his
You gotta
desk.
read his lips.
Exactly.
You gotta like be in his face like
exactly. And it's
need
also
closed
important to
captioning.
just build like that connection with your professors. I feel too, like being able for them to like see your face up close. You ask questions right in their face. Like I feel like that's priceless.
Yeah, I think that's very important. Like for me, my freshman year, like coming in, I did not really care where I sat in class. Sophomore year, I took the initiative. I was like, I'm gonna sit in front, like, cause I need to really like retain this information. I was taking like fun classes that I wanted to take anyway, so I sat in the front, and it actually worked. Like
was a
people
difference.
tell you like to sit in the front and pay attention in class, but when you actually do it, you see that it actually works.
Yeah,
nicely.
you're not gonna
Yeah,
fall
it's
asleep in
helpful.
front of the
That's
class.
Exactly. Like it like makes you want to like actually like tune in and like learn more of the information and be more prepared for class, like because you know your teacher gonna call on you or you're gonna have to answer some questions instead of just sitting in the back and like being on your phone or something. You're less likely to do it.
That's real.
So I think that's cool.
And a lot of my professors at the time didn't share a lot of the notes. Like it would be like in class, you better get this
They be
information.
gatekeeping.
They do
They keep it
gatekeep.
pushing.
Oh my
So I
God,
feel like for
yes.
me in the front works for me because I'm able to take down what I need to take down while people are kikiing and having a good time in the
Yeah,
back.
don't go back.
They be
play that.
gatekeeping
Yeah.
bad. They'll be like, oh yeah, like I see a lot of y'all not taking notes. These won't be posted on Blackboard. These
Yeah.
won't be posted on Canvas. I'm
They
sorry.
don't play.
And I'm like, oh well.
I love when they say that at the end though, and they'd be like, "Actually, it's not going on here," and you'll be like, "Oh."
Literally, whole time you just looking.
So I think it's cool, like with us being at HBCUs, like we have very specific classes than like other like regular institutions and colleges. So like one of my favorite like classes that we specifically take at Spelman is ADW, and it's like Africa diaspora in the world. And I think it's like really cool for us like being at HBCUs. We get like regular core basics, but we also get like classes that are catered towards us and for us. So like what was y'all like experience with that when it comes to your institution?
Yeah, so one of the first classes I remember taking, mind you, this was over quarantine, so it was definitely online, was, I believe the name of the class was Intro to African American Studies, taught by Dr. Carr, world-renowned professor.
Love Dr. Carr.
He is amazing. And I feel like you guys probably have great professors in that department too, like that are actually like really pushing the needle forward in terms of like education, in terms of the Black diaspora. But in terms of the class though, like it was super eye-opening because it was some of the stuff I already knew, but like a lot of it is stuff where you're not being taught this in your typical high school, guaranteed. And it's kind of basic information. Once you learn it, it's like, oh, this happened? Oh, that happened? Like, I think it's very eye-opening and important to have.
Like we have Crown Forum,
Right.
so it's like a lecture-based series, and it's like the entire school goes to one class. It's like 2,000 people in one class.
Dang.
And we all meet in the chapel every Thursday. It's definitely an experience. That's like one of the things I'm gonna miss at Morehouse because it's like I'm already in space with like Black men, but I'm also in like these series where it's like a cultivating space, right? It's like a upbringing space. It's like they bring in different lectures, and they talk about various things, like things that are going on, whether you like pay attention for real or not. But like it's very unique, and it's very cool because we all taking the same class, so we're all being receptive to whatever they're like lecturing says. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we have the same thing, like similar to their Crown Forum, we have convocation. So we do the same thing, it's just at Spelman. And I think like with us being able, like being forced in that and having to take those classes each year, like it makes us like want to come and learn more, like outside of like our regular classes that we're taking. How do y'all feel about like making your own schedule, like the classes that you choose, like are catered to you? Like how do you feel about that?
When there's space, it's cool. You know,
Yeah.
my department for
Anything
psychology is
fast.
really small, so like I'm taking like the same classes with the same professors, the same students. It's like it's cool sometimes, but it's also just like I need a refresher, like whatever, because like I'll have one professor teaching 4 classes, so I'm taking 4 classes, but I'm taking the same professor, so it's the same teaching style for 4 classes. You know what I mean? And 4 labs. So yeah, it's cool, but
Yeah, it's like for me, since I'm a freshman, I'm really getting used to that now. Like locking down on like, cause he goes tomorrow, so locking down on like those classes early is just like really good. And I just like a variety of like online. I like a variety of online and face to face, really just depending on like the class. But I like to base my classes off my schedule because I like to get up and just get my stuff out the way like quickly. Especially I like early classes because like during the day I can like settle on the rest of the work I got during the day and then just get everything else I have to do out the way, stuff like that. So
I feel like Rate My Professor has been one big thing I've
everybody
used
can talk about it.
during picking my classes because I can kind of see the professor's working style and see if it will pair well with my own. And I feel like that's one determining factor, as well as the time and if it's hybrid or not. I feel like that was one core thing too, because I love a good remote class.
yes.
I feel like that's one thing we didn't talk about. So, like, do y'all prefer, like, morning classes or afternoon? Because me personally, like, I have to have my morning to myself. Like, I need the time to
I
myself.
complain all day like about my 8 a.m., but it's something about being done with all of your work by 11. Like it's a complaint to get there, but once it's done, it's like, wow, I can breathe.
You got the rest of the day.
And I have the rest of my day rather than I'm having, because I have a friend, and shout out to Karan, because he's taking a 5:30 to 8:30 class. My brain is basically checked out by 2.
Yeah.
By 2, I'm like, okay, I'm on the ladder. Like, I'm about to go down. But taking those, and I know people are taking those evening classes, I can't even, like, breathe for y'all. Like, that's a lot. But I have to take my morning classes because I'll be done. Like,
I agree with you, Akeem. I have
Like-
to finish off my morning strong with my classes and enjoy my night and my
Literally.
self-care
Literally.
routine. Ooh.
I prefer the morning ones too. Yeah.
I feel like for me, like, I take morning, like, if I have to, I'll take a morning class. But, like, I take my morning, like, I go to the gym, I get, like, myself ready, get prepared to actually go in and learn. But, like, I'm not in class till, like, 8 p.m. Like, that's absolutely...
I have a class from 8 to 9 this semester.
Oh.
8 p.m. to 9.
PM.
Oh, that's not.
I feel like that will work if it's tailored. If like if your dynamic is like you work during the day, you get your stuff done, then you have that optimized schedule to like go. But I feel like that only works sometimes.
I have
Like,
classes all day that
oof.
day. It's ridiculous.
No, I can't.
8 to 9 is crazy.
It is. The professor's like, huh? Who?
Right.
Like, no, the worst part is he's mad awake. Like,
Ooh.
Oh.
he's like
Does he feed y'all?
super energetic.
Give it like I need an incentive. I'm coming all the
Don't
way to
feed
8
us.
o'clock, and I knew I
Nope.
was signing up for this class, but still.
It's like a fitness class.
oh.
He be
no.
on us.
Oh, nah.
So, like, what's the best piece of advice that you have gotten, like, in terms of academics before coming to college? Or, like, what's the best advice that you would give?
There's no such thing as success without failure. People put a lot of pressure on themselves, and they need to know it's okay. Like, because, I mean, I'm taking this news writing class, and I've never written an art. Let me not lie, because I used to do like the school newspaper in high school, but like not as serious. She's like a hard grader, and like my first news article, I got like a 60, but like my recent one, I got 100. So it's just
Okay.
like, yeah. So it's just like you have to. Those failures help you show your growth, so you can go back and be like, okay, what did I do wrong? How can I move forward with this? So like if you mess up your first semester, it's okay. Like I even had to take a year off because got on academic probation. So it's like you can come back from that.
Yeah, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank
For
you.
real.
Thank you.
But really bouncing off like what she said, it's like I feel like if you get some of your failures out the way at the beginning, it's like you can learn from them. Especially like me as a freshman, like getting like those harder classes. I'm a dual engineering major, so I get a lot. I'm in like calculus. Yeah, I'm in all the math classes. So like that's why. Yeah, sitting in the front is like important for me. But I feel like just. Because even if you start off like kind of slow, it's like you get the gist of everything, especially going into college. Like it's a lot, like it's adulthood. You're just getting used to a lot of stuff. And I feel like if you are doing super good, just never get like too lax with what you're doing. Like regardless, you shouldn't get too
Stay
lax,
on
too
your
lazy.
toes.
100%,
Yeah.
Because it could be
Yeah,
taken
because
away.
Just like that.
You can be
Real
slip
quick.
off of them
You think you
real
good,
quick.
and you fall in.
Quick.
I was gonna say like read your syllabus
Oh,
to the T. Like
Yeah.
read it from the title all the way to the end, because I feel like a lot of times like professors, they be talking or whatever, and then like you be like, what? And then you go in their like syllabus and they outline everything they have for the semester. Where like I know like some professors, they put like their assignment schedule, so you know when things are due, you know their office hours, you know their policies. Like, can you turn this stuff late? Or if you didn't know, like I say, read the syllabus, because that'll determine whether or not you drop that class, depending on how hard
That's
they
true.
are, for sure.
My little tip of advice would be find what works for you in terms of like studying. Like for me, I came in and I was super dolo. Like everything I did in terms of studying was solo, and it worked for a while. But once I got to the harder classes, because I'm a pre-med student, so once it got to like physics, organic chemistry, like working in a group has been super beneficial for me. So just finding what really works for you is like dire.
I would say work harder and not work smarter and not harder.
Yeah.
Because like you said, Akeem, like read the syllabus. Those deadlines are there. Like there were times where something was due, and if I looked at the syllabus, I would have known that and been on top of it from the beginning. And then also, like you said, just finding what works for you and like finding your study style will really help you like freshman year knowing, then going to senior year. Like that'll be so beneficial.
Right. Because I didn't figure mine out until like junior year, like end of sophomore year, junior year is when I was like, oh wait, this is actually what works for me.
And I was gonna add too, like I was gonna say like learn what type of like learner you are, because I feel like a lot of times we just like professors go up and they be so lecture based and you're checked out because you're not an auditory learner, like you're a visual learner, so you need to actually see those things out. And I'm a visual learner, like someone can tell me what to do, but I actually have to see you do it. So that means like if you're up there with those notes, okay, cool. Who knows what to do? I'm in a group, but who knows what to do? Like, can we do this together? Can you help me out? Like peer reviews, that works too, because sometimes you may not have grasped it or you weren't receptive to it because you are not that type of learner, rather than the next person can help you and show you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like going off of that, I would say a best like advice that I would give in terms of academics would be like taking the extra steps needed and not being afraid to take those extra steps just in case. Because like I'm an art major and I have this principles of accounting class and it's just not like I've never taken a math class in college, and the first one I'm taking is accounting, so it's like a whole different language. And I learned that like sometimes I'm probably gonna have to go get like a tutor or something. I'm gonna have to go to those office hours every week. And,
Office hours.
Actually, because I need
on
this
the
good
office
grade.
hours.
So like being able to like recognize that you need help and then actually like taking the steps needed to go get that extra help, I think is very important.
And piggybacking off of that definitely builds your relationship with your advisors.
Yeah.
Oh my.
A lot of the times they're the ones switching things in your schedule when you've added something already in.
And they
because
swap it out quick.
They swap it out quick, but if you don't have direct communication with them, it's going to be hard to even get in line and get their attention if you're not taking initiative. So just advocating for yourself and just putting your best foot forward. Like nobody's going to be checking on you but you.
Right.
You're paying for these classes. You might as
Yeah.
well take that initiative to do it. Yeah, for sure.
And also building a relationship with your professor and being transparent. Like, I don't know. I tell my professors sometimes, like, you know, mental health is a big thing, especially right now. So, like, just letting your professor know, like, hey, I can't do this. Sometimes, of course, like, more often than not, they'll be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But, like, just having that relationship with them will help, too.
That's right.
So as we close, what's one thing that everyone like coming into college, like you didn't think that you would need to know? For me, I would say, I guess it's like that relationship that is really important with your professors, and not only your professors, but everyone in general in college, because those relationships like really last a long time and even beyond college.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, mine is definitely, and I heard this a lot like growing up or whatever, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that is not, it's so true. Like, that's just,
Also bouncing off that, networking is so important. Like in college, like literally, like you said, of course, it's who you know. It's just because that person is going to introduce you to another person. That person is going to introduce you to another person. It just opens up just numerous doors of opportunities and stuff like that.
I would say paying attention to small details. Like there were some classes that were added onto my schedule that I didn't even need. And if I didn't look back at the curriculum and make sure that was straight, I would have just taken classes for no reason. So
I was gonna say too, like, no one's on that same pace as you. Like, and I didn't know that. I thought like because coming in, like, we all in college, everybody's determined, everybody's like persistent and trying to get like things done. But some people have a different pace than you. Like, some people can go with the flow. Like, I can't go with the flow. Like, I need some type of function. I need some type of, like, structure. Other people can do that. So it's like you can compare yourself a little, like, how are you doing that? And I'm doing this. So it's like no one's at the same pace as you. So you kind of have to, like, be on yourself about where you are and not nobody else, literally.
I would have to say for me, my planner is my best friend ever. Without time management, I'd probably crash and burn. So I think that's like the most important thing as well in college, like finding that balance between social and school.
Yeah.
So, are there any like closing advice or closing things that we haven't talked about that you all wanted to bring up in the academic conversation?
I feel like office hours hit different. Like,
Office
I didn't
hours,
really start going to, like, office hours to, like, my professor until like, probably my junior year. And it's definitely, like, I saw a difference just because, like, I needed to, like, if I had questions, because, like, sometimes I be a little tidbit in asking questions in front of everybody. So, like, I'll, like, take notes of my questions and I'll go to the professor because sometimes they're just, like, within specificity for me and not necessarily generalized for the class. Or if I'm having trouble, or, like you said, probably, like, being transparent, like, hey, I got a lot going on. Can I get an extension on this? Like, I feel like sometimes we be so scared of our professors, but having a conversation with being transparent, because in doing that in advance, like not waiting to the last minute, because obviously the professor's not going to be as accommodating if you come the day before the due date rather than you come 2 weeks. Like, hey, I have a lot going on. Can I do this? Can I get an extension? So, yeah.
Really, bouncing off that, I do feel like if you ask a question in class, is way different than when you ask it in office hours, like one-on-one time. Because if you ask it in class, I feel like you're not going to get that in detail description answer that you would get like one-on-one with a professor. Because when you're one-on-one with somebody, it's like you actually, of course, you're asking like an academic question, but you get like that heart to heart, like just one-on-one in office hours, stuff like that.
Yeah, and in office hours, like they might explain it a different way that helps you understand it better than like how the information was presented in the class. So it helps you ultimately, and then actually like looking at your professor as a person, because there are people too, and then y'all can like be buddies, and then in class like y'all good. So another thing we didn't talk about was midterms and finals.
We don't want to talk about
Because midterms is coming up.
Oh, midterms
are
is right
coming.
there.
I have a midterm on Thursday.
Bless yourself.
already.
Yes.
God.
So I think one thing like that I really do to try to prepare for midterms is I just block everything out. Like I block out everything. Like I can't go out tonight. I'm not going to my friend's house. I'm not doing this. I just have to really lock in and make sure I get these good grades. And then I know right after midterms we have spring break. So
Exactly. It got to be your first priority because that
Yeah.
stuff's
Right.
going to be there. It's going to be there. That midterm ain't going, you
Right.
can't go back.
And I was
Grade
gonna
be
say too,
tough.
like midterms, like after midterms, like whether you did good or bad, it should be your reflective period. Like if you didn't do as good as you wanted to in the first half of the year, okay, this is your time to finish strong. You know what I mean? Like you got to be reflective. Like, hey, I didn't do as good. What's something that I didn't do as well? Let me work on it now, so that way, like for my final exams, just for like the last part of the year, give myself that second chance to do big and like do it and finish strong for sure.
Yeah. I also would say advocate for your grade. There's a lot of midterms that these professors are grading, and sometimes they may slip, and mess up one thing that you could have seen and could have advocated for. So
Yeah, that's true.
Bouncing off what Alexis just said, because that is so true. I've had a physics exam that was graded a 75, and I was like, nah, there's no way I did that bad. Went to her office hours, brought in my exam, and she was like, oh, I actually graded this wrong. I ended up with an 85.
wow, that's a whole 10 points.
Just
From you speaking up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
Just from
lot.
speaking
That's
up.
a
Like, if
lot,
I just,
yeah.
if I could have just eaten that. Like, yeah.
Being content with it,
10
but you
points.
advocated for
A
yourself. and you
whole
got your
10
grade.
points
Yes.
gone. That's crazy.
And also, if a lot of people complain if they got a bad grade, sometimes they'll curve the grades for everybody. So
Yeah.
it's
That's
similar for them
true.
too.
That's very true.
You got to show your personality, like
Yeah.
like y'all said, like professors are like they're people too. They understand where you're coming from. They've been there, like.
Yeah.
And once you
100%.
think like that, though, because it's crazy, because if you actually think about it in like a numerical standpoint, like they're teaching like 3 to 4 classes. They got 100 people in each class. They got about 300 to 400 people emailing them about the same assignment. You gotta think of them as a person, because it's like, dang, they didn't respond to me. Of course they didn't. They got 300 emails to respond, and they're also they're emphasizing in class, y'all, this is what I'm doing, like, you know what I mean? So like when you think of them like that, it's like, yeah, these are people. They do have to go home. They do have to go home and take a shower and go to bed twice. You know what I mean? Like
And
they
cry.
and cry. Like they do the same things we do. So yeah.
I think that's very interesting. Like I think one thing we learned from like this whole conversation is just like being in college, you have to really take advantage and like take the initiative to really be on top of yourself and your grades and
Right.
like your experience overall as well. So I think we learned a lot from this conversation, and thank you all for joining me. I definitely took some good personal tips, but thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Woo!
Yay.